Transformers is my favourite franchise, but it's one that's been in limbo for years. Cancelled games, abandoned plan for a cinematic universe, and now even a failed reboot on top of that. But it's not always been this way. Movies hitting 1 billion, fans across the globe, and so much more. But the real question is this billion-dollar franchise actually cooked or finished? Let's talk about it. When you think of Transformers, what do you think? Or who do you think of? And no, not Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
I know what kind of man you are.
Two characters that come to mind are probably Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. As popular as Bumblebee is, he's not Optimus Prime really. And that's a problem. No character is as well known as Optimus Prime or loved from the Transformers fans. And also the whole franchise, Transformers in general, feel way too reliant on Optimus. And then more importantly, Peter Cullen, who voices Optimus Prime. The reality is Peter Cullen is no younger now and is actually 84 years old. So each year we have him is a privilege, but that is a ticking time bomb on the franchise. Optimus Prime without Peter Cullen rarely does well. There are some exceptions to that. So we see, for example, in the recent Transformers 1 film, that was a good example. But usually in shows, games and movies, it's noticeable when Peter Cullen doesn't voice him. So what's the problem with that? Transformers is too reliant on Optimus Prime. Bumblebee did well, and maybe other factors were a problem, but look at the numbers from the Bumblebee film. That's a film that isn't centered around Optimus, but it's centered around its second most popular character. But compared to a film where Optimus is probably one of the main characters, we see the difference in numbers. When Peter Cullen passes, Paramount will be in trouble because they've not brought to the front any other characters that are important, that really can fly the flag for the franchise, other than Bumblebee. And we've seen Bumblebee's pulling power compared to Optimus Prime. Planet of the Apes had the same issue with their live action films with the reboots. Spoiler alert, Caesar's dead. And in the film after, yes, it's also as well due to quality, but we saw the pulling power that the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes had compared to what is now being dubbed the Caesar franchise as well. So general audiences seem to be losing interest in future Transformers films because the general interest will have passed with the amazing voice talent of Peter Cullen. But not planning for what to do next is another issue. The studio don't know what they're doing. A few years ago we had a schedule of movies coming out, a list, a universe that was cooking, but that all faded away. Instead we got a reboot from that with Bumblebee, but then we jumped into an Endgame level movie right after that with Rise of the Beast. And then after that we got a movie that was animated that was really good in Transformers 1, but no sequel. It's cancelled. It didn't make enough money, so Paramount basically seemed to have abandoned that. What on earth is going on? I'll tell you what, absolutely no common sense, that's for sure. The people in charge of the franchise seem to care either little about it, or they don't have the foresight to think long term with the IP, and instead of chasing trends and money, and that's killing the franchise in the long run. Dilly-dallying about what to do and doing nothing is giving time for Peter Cullen to pass away, and also the potential to build up other characters is fading while he's still around too. It's better to do that whilst he's here than after. Which brings me to the final point. Transformers has joined a lot of other franchises in being obsessed with the past and nostalgia. There's been some good examples of building on G1 with the Warper Cybertron games or the Energon universe, but there's been some issues with limiting yourself to G1 lore. Bumblebee showed G1 can work, and also Transformers 1 did too, but Rise of the Beast is a very good example of G1 bait for the sake of it. Being so desperate to try and recapture that feeling that those films or the animated series had not moving forward is going to be the death of the franchise. G1 feels familiar and safe, but Transformers ironically must transform to survive. G1 was a good start, but it was cheesy and rarely had any deep story points apart from in other tie-in media, so like comics and other things based off the series. It was mostly made to sell toys and not necessarily to keep audiences of varied ages engaged. So trying to base your new films / shows or games based off that without adapting the source material just is a recipe for disaster. And it will lead to the general audience not caring. And we've seen examples with this with even good adaptations of G1 stuff. Transformers needs to change. Transformers Prime was different than some of the movies, slightly, but it was. The Michael Bay films were different than the Beast Wars show. Warp of Cybertron was different from Transformers games before it. If Transformers doesn't grow or transform, it will continue to fade out of relevance. Whether it's too obsessed with capturing the magic or recapturing it from even the 2007 film, which I really do love, and we have a review and other things of that on the channel, or G1. These are all easy to sort and these can be fixed in a heartbeat. But do I think there will be? Is Transformers cooked, in my humble opinion? Unfortunately, I feel it is. But what do you think? Is Transformers cooked? Let us know your thoughts, let us know your feelings. And if you like other Transformers media, we have some other videos for you to check out.